In our world, we're always looking for ways to get better. And that's a good thing. I believe that's a biblical thing. I believe that God tells us in His Word to look at how we can do our work better. And it tells us to live out as much as we can to put the glory of Christ on display. Matthew 5:16 talks about that. And really in this book, what it talks about is stress plus rest equals growth. But a lot of times when we look at stress from a negative point of view, like, oh my goodness, I procrastinated, I didn't get this done. But stress really, from a good point of view, is that place where you go a little bit beyond what you think you're capable of doing. It's kind of like in athletics, or kind of even in academics, is when you go further than what you ever thought you could. That's a good stress. But then you've got rest, and rest is not just sleeping, but rest is allowing your body to take all that information that you had when you're stressed and build back on it. When you're in a stressful state, your body is tearing itself down. But when you're in a restful state, your body is rebuilding and growing. So I think you need to look at stress and always look outside of the box and look at things and have some good stress, but making sure you get that good rest, that rest where you turn your phone off, you turn Netflix off, you take a walk with friends, you get good sleep, you're consistent in your patterns, because stress plus rest equals growth. When I look at my attitude in regards to stress and rest, it needs to not be about me. It needs to be about the passage in Matthew 5:16. How do I shine my light? How do I do my work so that other people can see Christ? And I really think that when we look at rest and we look at stress, it cannot be about building our legacy. It must start with the proper attitude that I'm not the main thing, that Jesus is the main thing, that the team is the main thing. And when I look at that, my attitude is correct, and I can have a proper stress strategy and a proper rest strategy, and I can see growth, and that growth can bring glory to Christ. So once you have the proper attitude, now you got to look at clarity. Do you have a strategy for rest? Do you have a strategy for stress? And have you communicated that to the people around you? You communicate that for two reasons. One, that you make them aware of what you're doing so that they can help you, but also that they can allow you to have proper stress and proper rest. But the second reason you do that is for accountability. So you need to have that clarity in regards to stress and to rest, because it's not just about the attitude, it needs to be about the clarity. Well, once you have the proper attitude in regards to stress and rest and the proper clarity, then you've got to look at discipline, because it really is about discipline. It's about showing up and doing the work. Life is about showing up. So do you have a structure that works for you? Your structure might not work for the person next to you, and that structure might not work for the person next to them, but you need to have a structure. You need to have a way that you can really have good stress, that you can push yourself beyond your limits, but you also need to have a strategy and discipline to rest. So that means turning your cell phone off, getting away from Netflix, going on a walk with friends, getting proper sleep, eating right. All of this is about stress and rest, but it goes back to discipline.